Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into this video. I'm going to answer a question in this video about how to market without any money. Now that's everybody's question and we want to answer to it like right now. But I received a really sweet note from a pastor who's written some good material and is very happy with what he's written and really believes the Lord moved on him to do it. So the next question is, if we don't have money, we're ministers, we're working hard day to day, but need help in marketing this great material that we're writing. So how do we go about doing that? So I want to try to be as realistic as I can. Let me just start with this, that it can still be done with no money. Just expect that it will take a longer time, maybe a lot longer. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So what I find is that people who come to me with no money still want me to do it by Saturday. And those are mutually exclusive goals. We can't do it with no money. It just doesn't happen. And do it fast. We can do it by using some drip methodology that I'm going to talk to you about if we're willing to spend the time and the energy and keep believing that in the long run God will send us somebody that will support us and help us. But that message also has to be seen. So let me try to go to work real quickly on helping those of you who are looking for funding to find support. The first thing I want to do, there's two audiences. You've got an audience of, let's just say, marketplace leaders, business leaders. Maybe some of them are in your church or in your small groups or in people that you know and have relationships with who down the road might be able to support you. And I don't want to start off with an ask. I want to, first of all, send them material and do that over a period of time. That's called drip marketing. I have an email list of people who someday may be in a position to support the ministry, to support marketing for the book or marketing for your materials or your website, whatever it is that you're working on. So hang with me on that. First comes the accumulation of names and addresses of people who someday, they believe in my message, they believe in me, and maybe not ready yet to write a check or just jump right in. Most authors, most new marketers of products tend to make that mistake of expecting money to come fast. I met you, now will you support me? We ask too quickly. Let the Holy Spirit do that work. Let the Lord lead them to us by us doing our part. And then when we can say, having done all stand, we just keep doing all. So let me give you a direct instruction here. Develop a mailing list that is email oriented, because it doesn't cost much money at all, pennies, to send emails out. Email your target group for funding so they always see the material you're up to. Bathe your target money group with content. Send as much content as you can to people who know, like, trust you, and later see if they're moved by the Holy Spirit to invest. Don't do an ask too soon. It's so important for me to say that again. Don't ask for money too soon. You go first. Provide content. Send out content. Cast bread upon the waters. I don't know any other way to say it. If you have the faith to believe that your message is written by God, authored by God, inspired to you, then believe in the message to have drawing power. If God gave you vision, He'll give you provision. But it takes time. Some of you get blessed and get it fast. I haven't seen that much in my marketing life. God sends me people to help, and it takes time. There are ways of doing it quickly, but it takes money to do it fast. All right, let me go to the second group. The second group that you're going to develop a mailing list for are people who need your message. I want you to do a lot of work in deciding who would be the lowest hanging fruit. What I mean by that is, who needs this message the most? What is the target market that has this problem? And let's define that market relatively small. Let's say under 1,000 people. Build that mailing list the best way you can by giving away bits and pieces of what you've written, by developing a target mailing list. The mailing list is all email. Now what you want to do is send out an email about once a week and just deliver content. Content, content, content. Keep sending good stuff. Do it for a year. Do it for 2 years. Is that too long? Then get money. And I don't mean that to be a smart aleck. Well, maybe a little. But what I want you to understand is it takes that kind of time to really develop a good mailing list, where you're developing through your messages, through the meetings you do, you're developing a list of people who want what you're talking about. You have a message. Who are the people that need to hear that message? Stay right there. You've got a message. Who needs to hear it? Develop a mailing list of the people who need to hear it. Now I just send them content week after week, just a blog. You don't have to work real hard at it. Send a blog, send a little piece of your book, send some material, and don't ever quit doing it. I have people that I've mailed to for 20 years probably. Is it that long? Maybe it was snail mail, but it was a long time ago that I've been mailing to people. And eventually people come in and say, I want more. Can I get a copy of your book? Can I help you? These things come because by faith, we've made a stand and we mail out our content to groups. That costs you no money. Can you get a website? Can you improve on your website and do it better? I think you can. Most of you have website problems and don't have the money to fix it. So I'd go to some free template-oriented sites and put content up there. If you get your message down cold, you know what your message is, call out your audience with a question. Do you need help with youth? I have a message that will be helpful to your youth, how to raise your children when they're 13, 14, 15. Maybe that's your message. It's just an example. Whatever you do, make sure you know who you're talking to and don't send any other messages but your core primary message to that group. If you want to develop a new message, develop a new audience. But don't just mail to people because you've got a target market, because you've got a group of people that you found and you've got them in your mailing list, so you send them everything you do. I don't agree with that. That I only send targeted messages to targeted people, and then I rinse and repeat that every day. Let me try to summarize it. 2 groups. One group are potential funding folks, business people, marketplace, leaders, people who like you and care about you and might want to fund you someday. Mail content to them. Do it, do it, and do it. Just don't let up. Secondly, mail to people who have a need to hear your message over and over again. Offer suggestions. Be a help. Be seen as someone who is known, liked, and trusted. How do you get trusted? How do you get those 3 things done? Show up every day. Show up at least once a week. How about that? Show up every day that you can with good content. Give it out. Give it out and give it out. Let the word spread. Let people refer them to you, and you'll get email addresses, and that's the beginning. If you don't have an email address book, you probably don't have a business yet. You've got a message. Where you get that message, keep sending them out over and over again and collect those names and addresses with free offers. There'll be a lot more content up on this side where you found this. If you'll follow this advice for a long time, I really think you're going to see results. You're going to have to be patient. You're going to have to pray it in. You're going to have to spend a lot of time on your knees and a lot of time with fingers on a keyboard, praying and getting this message out there. Listen, it's not hard. You just have to work hard and believe in the power of your message to draw people unto you. That is good advice. I hope you'll take it. And if I can help you again, send back another note and I'll do all that I can to provide more direction. This is Steve Greene on behalf of Charisma Media. God bless you all.